welcome to another Chaotic Mind. I am your host, DJ Thunderbase, aka Devontae Ewing, and I am joined today with my co-hosts.
Hey, how you guys doing today? This is Henry Monty, also known as Mayhem Hearts Mace.
And I am Dark Trooper coming from you live from my couch.
It's a mimic couch.
God, I hope not.
And we have quite the show for you tonight. But first, let's get acquainted with what is going on in weather. As you can see here, this is the weather for Capital, Michigan. And today we are going to be receiving some late night showers, possibility of only lasting for a short couple hours. But we should also expect some more showers in for tomorrow and into Friday. So we can expect showers into Thursday with some maybe coming into Friday, but it should be done by then. And it should be a pretty decent weekend as we are looking for some gorgeous weather this weekend with some sun peeking out on Saturday into a full sunny day on Sunday. Whew! Talk about a name for a day, Sunday, and it is sunny. But then, of course, the clouds will be coming back in for Monday and Tuesday. How's it looking like for you guys over there?
Pretty much the same. It's going to be rainy, it's cloudy, and cool from all the rain. On the West Coast in Grand Haven, it's going to be pretty much the same. It's going to be sun. It's going to be cool, not cold, cool, and rainy.
Oh yeah, the weather will be like that. It'd be a bit windy a little bit for in the mornings.
April's trying to get them last bit of showers in before they go. It's officially comes May.
Oh yeah, but once April's over, May will be here and we'll have a bunch of things to talk about. That's in our next segments.
Yes, and also hearts go out to those out in the Texas area right now dealing with some major storms with strong producing tornadoes.
Oh no.
So keep your
That's
hearts
very
out
dangerous.
for those out in the Texas area and all the way up in through the Oklahoma area as well. So,
But what if Oklahoma not have tornadoes?
well, it is part of Tornado Alley, so what do you expect? But let's get into our relationship advice with Henry Mutney Jr. Mayhem.
Alrighty then. Hello guys, girls, and squirrels out there. A relationship advice for all of you when it comes down to significant others and or friends. Always remember to be communicative. Always chat, talk, and if you have a issue with one another, always try to change the subject in a nice manner. If not, agree to not have that kind of argument. So, comes down to it, we'll go into the concept of when you're in a relationship with somebody and someone's bugging them and or messaging them, you should be allowed to communicate accordingly with your significant other and ask them to block said person that's trying to chat with them or bug them. If not, chat with them yourself and have a good time being a bit of a troll with them. They'll probably never want to talk or chat with them ever again. I know these weird methods don't always work for some, but they do for others. All right, so for other methods, I go into the concept of helping one another. If you know that your significant other and or friend is in need, and you know that you're able to help, you can always offer your advice. If not, you can always ask them, hey, do you need a little bit of help here or there? It's always good to make sure about that. Now, for you guys, do you have any kind of questions or any kind of relationship advice that we can have a talk about?
Yeah, what would you do if your significant other moved a family member without telling you, and then lied, and then didn't tell you that they were actually going to not be moving out anytime soon?
Hmm. I would be a little upset with it because it's a communication thing there. You should always be talking, especially when it comes to the household, having somebody move in with you. Now, if it's a dire need, hey, they're having a medical issue and they really need someone to be there for them, you could at least say, hey, this is what's happening in the scenario, also to prepare yourself. It's not always good to surprise your significant other or companion with something that drastic without talking to them, because that could end up in a lot of drama and or issues.
And or divorce.
Yes, you don't want any of that.
Communication is important in a relationship.
It is key. That is the main thing in all relationships is communication.
And trust.
Oh yes. Well, without communication, you can't have any of that other stuff.
Mhm.
You need to make sure that you're on the same level and understanding what's going to be the plan. When they say what's on the table and what you lay on the table, it's also meaning what your plans are too for the future. So when you're sitting down with somebody and you're having a talk, it's always good to explain this. Hey, these are my plans, what I see in the future, and then you can ask them what theirs are. If they don't have very many plans, you can ask them, would you like to help me with mine so we can grow together? It's always good to do that and work together to become something great. A lot of people don't understand that in a relationship, and they always focus on themselves, not realizing that it's a team effort. Once you're in a relationship, you're not just by yourself anymore. Now you have somebody that depends on you and you depend on them in different ways. You help each other out one way or another and ease each other's stress or pain going through this crazy, wacky life.
Such
And
great wisdom.
anything else, you guys?
I ain't got nothing else.
All right, back to you.
But yeah, so that's some great wisdom there. And unfortunately, as we all know, not all things, not all connections we make, whether it be in public or online, can be safe. So here's a little bit of tips to maybe help you avoid a bad decision later on in the future.
All right, safety tips. So, when you're getting random emails, text, or calls, be sure to ask the right questions and or state that your phone is recording at the time. Usually, if they're a scammer or someone trying to steal your identity or information, they do not want to be recorded. They will hang up on you. If they're bold, they'll keep trying to press. So that's when you can either hang up, block them, ignore them, and or do what I like to do is mess with them. They usually want to never mess with you again, and or they have to change their number sooner or later because after you call them a bunch of times or have 20 or 40 people call them a bunch of times, they want to change their number. There's a lot of text messages that have been going around lately, if anybody hasn't noticed, saying that something about your mail and that you need to send certain information to get that mail. And here's a link to click. Do not trust those links. Do not click those links. It's for your best interest not to, for the sheer fact that they will try to gather and or steal your data. This happens often. Sadly, you have to be prepared for this kind of segment or issues. Anything else you guys want to talk about for safety, such as work safety or safety around just life in general or the household?
Just to partner with you, you will also probably get emails or text messages from people are saying, by the way, you owe tolls to your. Be aware of your state or country. Not every state or country or province has tolls. Like I recently got a text message about you owe X amount of dollars to become for tolls. The problem
I got the
is
same one.
I live in a state where I don't get tolls. The only tolls that there are is at the border when I cross into a foreign country. And I haven't crossed the border in years.
Mhm.
It's like it really doesn't make any sense. And to piggyback on your mail thing, the mail will not text message you. They will not call you. They will either send you a letter or they will leave a sticky note saying, "Oh, by the way, we missed you. Please contact us at X Y and Z number or email to pick up your package." If they fail to deliver your package or they need a signature for said package.
Oh yes, they will try to contact you in the proper manner, not in the way that the scammers try to. Be very mindful of them. They're very hungry.
Well, they also spend money on a list from past mailing lists and or telephone like defunct scammers like you said or
Your data.
legitimate telephone companies. They get a literal list of numbers that they have to go
All right.
through every single number to make sure it's still that one number's working, that one's working.
It's just like how the companies are when it comes to selling your data. They take your personal information, they lie to you and say they were not going to sell your data, and that if you abide by a contract here, we'll sue you. But if we break the contract, you can't sue us. That's not correct. And they do it all the time. You just got to catch them at the right moment and sue them accordingly and find out who's the one that got their data.
Now,
They
digital
usually,
scams are also not the only thing going around as well. Also, be careful out on those roads. You never know when you could get involved in an insurance scam.
oh, yes, there's a lot of those as well. And I would mind you as well if you are on such chatting sites of any type, such as Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, Discord, or anything else, you will get random messages from guys, girls, or squirrels saying how they think you're really cute or they want to talk to you. Here, click a link here. Do not trust those people as well. They are just trying to get your money from you and
Never
or
click
trying to
those
get your
links.
data.
That will be a virus.
Yep. And you do
Or
not
they'll
want
steal
that.
your account.
Yep. You have to be mindful of all those different things. I usually mess with those type of people and call them out real quickly, and then mysteriously they go from English to a foreign language really fast and start trying to cuss you out. And then when you cipher what they're saying, you're like, oh, this person's angry that I caught them before they had a chance to do anything, and then I got them blocked. Me and Chris here play a really fun phone game that a lot of scammers try to jump in on our Discord that's connected to it and message us privately, and I get it all the time and I get them reported all the time, trying to scam and steal or manipulate. Hey, click on this game. You got to click this link here and there. Yeah, no, that's not a game. Or oh, I think you're really cute. Yeah, no, we're not playing those games.
Yeah.
We know what they're trying to do. Is that if you're a real person, you'll chat with me. Then if you're gonna be real, I'll give you a chat and a call. They never
Or
answer.
I happen to be in a foreign country and I need your credit card information to get money to me so I can so you can save me. Please help me. I'm like,
As-
no, I am not giving you my credit card information. I don't know you. I am not giving you any of my information. And then they go, well, you gotta help me. I mean, I'm in a foreign country. I was like, then go to the embassy. If you're in a foreign country and you're an American citizen and you have your passport, go to the embassy.
yeah, they're from that country and they're trying to steal your information.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. Most of these scammers come from India, Dubai, and places as such. There are other countries that do it as well, but those are the two number like the top amongst other ones. and you have to be very mindful where they come from. Most people that get you on the phone, you hear them. Oh man, you'll know.
Now, we're not saying that everybody in those countries is a scammer.
No,
not what we're saying. But there
it's just
are.
where that's the high velocity.
But there are a good chunk of them are.
Yes. They just happen to come from those regions. There are other regions that they do come from as well, other different countries, depending on what their languages they can speak. Usually when they get a chance, they try to do that.
Go from a sad note of scams and into a happy note as we get into our one of our favorite sections, the celebrity birthday.
All right, we're going to start with April 23rd. We have John Cena, 48 years old, pro wrestler.
Oh,
I didn't know he was only 12 years older than me.
Before we actually get into it, we do apologize to the ones we did not get to last week. We had technical difficulties and we couldn't post last week, so we do apologize about that. And we do appreciate every one of those people. We are sorry about all those celebrities who did not get it in our podcast. We're so heartbroken.
Here. Oh yeah. But back to it. We have John Cena for 48 for pro wrestler.
Good peacekeeper.
Right. Got a I already did this myself right off rip. La Fouille Fay, 26,
Henry?
jazz singer. Sorry if I butchered your name, ma'am. William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616.
Didn't he? I forget. Did he die? Yeah, I think he died of disease. I think, if I remember correctly. I mean,
I'm not gonna.
Diseases was so easily died. Everybody died of diseases so easily. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah, I got Song Kang, 31, TV actor. More on those Asian TV dramas.
Oh.
Here's one. George Lopez, 64.
Ooh, George Lopez. I like him. He's fun.
He's one of my favorites for comedians. I'll do one more before we go to the next one. Jamie King, 46, movie actress. Now we're going on to April 24th. Got Kelly Clarkson, 43, pop singer. We got Jordan Fisher, 31, TV actor. All right, who else do we got? We got Barbra Streisand, 83, pop singer. Wow, she's 83? Gosh, she was younger than that.
Their nose.
You would never know it.
No, I thought she was...
Big up Barbra Streisand!
Got Cleric the Entertainer, 61. Movie.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric. Wow, I cannot read. Got the guy reading celebrity birthdays and can't read.
Oh, that's just gonna bug me the rest of the night.
We got Shirley MacLaine, 91.
MacLaine.
Yep. And that's the last one for the 24th. We're going into the 25th. And let's see. We have Al Capone, 85, movie actor. Wow, I said Al Capone.
I'm thinking a whole different.
Al Pacino. Wow, you know what I mean. But
I was thinking a whole different Al Capone.
Oh yeah, 100%. I just seen the P and I was like, Got Sam Fender, 31, rock singer. Do one more on there.
What's a box singer? It's like, what do they have the boxing gloves? Like, hey, hello, I love it.
No, beatbox.
Oh, Hank Azaria, 61, voice actor.
Nice.
What's he been in? Does it say?
I remember him in a lot of different things. He's isn't he the guy that voices Apu?
Who?
Hank Azario?
No, who voices who?
Apu.
Apu
Ah,
from Simpsons.
Yes.
Yeah, and he
Yes.
also plays in Mystery Men
hmm
as the guy that threw the forks and the spoons, but no knives. It's weird.
Well, that's because if you throw forks and spoons, that's not murder. That's not attempted murder. If you throw knives, that's attempted murder.
Technically, a fork still counts. Anything
Mhm.
you can make anything into a weapon. I promise you.
Yeah,
But
but it's less likely.
Channing Tatum, 45, movie actor.
Wow.
Seen him in so many random things. It was good to see him as Gambit.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember him in that one movie when he was only in that one scene when he was the sex slave, and he's just like, "What's up, guys?" He just takes the head. It's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Like, oh my god, wait a minute, is that Channing Tatum?
Oh yeah, and then another one is well, strangely, is Magic Mike. I know that one.
I
And
think
multiple
everyone
ones
knows
too.
that one.
And Jump Street, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another one. Tom Welling, 48, TV actor. He was Superman from Smallville. I
Nice.
really love Smallville. I thought it
I
was
do
fun.
too.
He was also Kane in Lucifer.
I didn't know that. I
I
got
didn't
Kevin
either.
James, 60, movie actor. He's in a lot of different things as well, from
Oh, yeah.
Mall Cop and the TV show King of Queens. I love that show.
Mhm.
It's a fun show.
But yes,
All
the
right.
main one everyone knows him as is Paul Blart.
And last for this one is Kane, 58 years old, the pro wrestler
Yes.
and mayor and math teacher
Mhm.
and movie actor. Is there any more that he's a part of? This guy is like a quadruple.
Plays a
Like
mean,
the
very
couple of
mean
specs.
game with Marchese.
I,
If I'm not
I
mistaken, he
would not
does
doubt it.
music too.
I would not doubt it. He's. I've always respected the dude. Thought he was really cool, and seen that he was a math teacher and everything. And then when I had to do pro wrestling and had to be a security guard and got to meet him, man, it was funny. He had the mask on, it's all scary and mean. After his match, he takes the mask off, walks up to me, and he's like, "Hey, man, I hope you're doing good." I'm just like,
I still remember
like, what?
his last year teaching at a school, at the school he used to teach at. He decided for the Halloween event that the school did during school, he would show up in his Kane outfit and surprise his students as to who he actually is.
Oh yeah,
His
Oh.
students didn't know that he was Kane.
that's great. All right, we're on April 27th now. It's now Darren Barnett, 34, TV actor.
Nice.
All right, we have Patrick Stump, 41, rock singer. Hey, isn't it the guy from Fall Out Boy?
I can't remember.
I think it is. My sister used to have every single album and action or collectible doll. That was same thing for Instinct. She had it all. That man, she was obsessed with that stuff. But she had more trolls than anything. She had like 4,000 trolls. It's like a rainbow when the light hit. All right, back to it. We have Herman Edwards, 71, football coach. I got USSC's S. Grant, 1822 to 1885. U.S. president.
Three-time president.
Which number was he?
Oh gods. He was shortly after Garfield. I think it was after Garfield. Not recently Garfield.
18th president.
Mhm.
There we go. I just looked. He's the 18th president.
Yeah, he was a three-time president, and mainly because he won the Civil War. and he also was, and he actually, well, he was actually not the first choice Lincoln wanted, but the problem is he's the one who actually got the job done. He was like Lincoln at that point was getting exasperated.
All right, last for April 27th is Kevin McNally, 69, TV actor.
Okay.
Now we're on the 28th. Okay, we got Marlene Martinez, 30, pop singer. Jessica Alba, 44, movie actress. She does not look like she's. She looks like she's in her like early 30s. Got Penelope Cruz, 51, movie actress. We got Violent J from ICP, 53, rapper.
Wow.
I've met this guy in person. I've actually wrestled for his company, JCW. Yeah, their crew, they're pretty crazy and kooky. I'm just gonna go with that. All right, last on this one is Jay Leno, 75. TV.
He's got a really good.
Wow.
He's got a really cool car collection.
Yes, he does.
All right, April 28th. I've got there's a lot of these people. Willie Nelson, 92. Country singer, movie actor, and such. Got Uma Thurman, 55, movie actress. She does not look like she's in her 50s. She looks like she's like early 30s. Like still, like
good genes and having a lot
taking
of
care of yourself. You take care of yourself, drink lots of water, work out.
Yep.
You got Jerry Seinfeld, 71. Wow, he's 71?
Wow.
Jerry Seinfeld is 71?
Oh, wow. Here's another one that literally looks like he's still in his 30s or 40s.
No, he looks like he's in his 40s now or 50s. But
You would not guess he's in his 70s. Wow.
We got Dalen Day-Lewis, 68, movie actor. And that'll be that for that one. So we're on the final of April 30th. We got Travis Scott, 34, the rapper.
He has
Little TJ, 24, rapper.
He got some explaining to do.
Right.
Oh.
Gal Gadot, 40, movie actress. The woman that played Wonder Woman. Wow, she's 40? Wow, she's only a couple years older than me.
Also, as much as people
Wonder
don't
Woman, not
like
the
the
old one.
movie,
Yeah, the new one.
she is also the evil queen in Disney's live-action Snow White.
You mean the worst plot ever for live-action Disney?
Which I have no doubt in my mind she absolutely regrets at this point.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
it's mainly just because the actress that played Snow White's the one that bombed it all herself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have said the things she said. Shouldn't have been rude, disrespectful. Shouldn't have put her politics.
Do not take criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there was a lot. She should have reflected on those things instead of gotten
and the whole lawsuit with what's his face, the guy who played Tyrion Lannister. She
lost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she lost a lot for them, and now lost it all. That's what happens when you get mouthy and disrespectful.
She went bankrupt.
Yeah, there was a lot of videos about it, people talking about it. I'm sorry, lady. Karma's a bitch. That's why it's named after a girl. So,
even though it's actually technically unisex.
Well, my cat's named Karma. He's a guy, but it doesn't matter. It just the originality from the story of Karma is Karma was originally a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So
being a goddess, they don't really have a form.
Well, a form of a lady is what Karma took. The best way to put it. It was more like cloudy smoke, actually. Don't want to mess with that. But anyway, that's on lore stuff. Anyways, we're going to go on to that later. So we're got to finish up with a couple more on here. We got Anna de Armas, 37, TV actress.
Who? What did she play?
I don't know, but I've seen her in a few things. Got Christine Dunst, 43. Wow, she's 43?
Wow.
You remember her in Spider-Man?
Oh, she's the blonde one, or she?
She was Mary Jane. She was the blonde that went redhead over time, and
Oh, she's the one from Toby.
yes,
Okay.
Tobey Maguire.
The first Mary Jane.
Yeah, the first Mary Jane.
Was great in Interview with a Vampire.
Yes, that was one of her first
I
big
still
movies.
have yet to actually see that movie.
I haven't, brother. You need to come see it because do not watch that TV show thing that they made. That
Wasn't planning.
what were they thinking?
Our opinion, of course. This
They're
is
thinking
our opinion.
Moolah. That's
Well-
what they were thinking.
I actually do movies and acting, and yeah, no, everything they did wrong, and even like, did they read the book?
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Seriously, did you watch the movie?
No.
Like the original? Did you just they just made up their own
Brad
shit? All they had to do was make this their own thing, change the name. Boom! It would have been its own show. It would have did great. Sorry, let's go back to it though, because that was off on its own tangent.
With our final birthday of the day.
Yep, Olivia D. Joge, 27, movie actress.
Happy
Oh,
birthday to all.
And to all a good night.
But just as he was talking about earlier, we're getting right on into that now. Here is our lore section.
Woo! Hello, my fellow storytellers and conspiracy
Mythologists.
theory nuts out there. Tonight, I thought we would talk about the lovely goddess named Calypso. Now, in many stories, Calypso is actually one of those characters that was not really is kind of like we don't really know much of her origin. Some say she was the daughter of Atlas. Some say she was the daughter of Oceanus and Thesia, which are both gods of the ocean. And in another one, she was a whole different other thing. She was either a nymph, or she was a goddess, or she was an Oceanid. Irregardless, most of the time it has to do with the water, mostly because she lived on an island, the island known as Ogygia. Now, she was not there voluntarily. She was there because she was exiled by the gods. She didn't do anything wrong. Let's be perfectly clear. She didn't do anything wrong, but she didn't do anything right either. So she still needed to be punished. They didn't want to do like the harsh punishments, like with her father Atlas, which got stuck holding up the world, or her grandfather or her uncle Kronos, who got stuck at the end of time. But that's a whole nother story for another day. She is actually the daughter of the Titans, and she had 4 children. Some who say was actually Odysseus was their father, but then it ultimately depends on which mythology you're talking about. Her main claim to fame was in Homer's The Odyssey. Very good book. Highly recommend reading it. She captured Odysseus and kept him in prison for over 7 years on her island, tempting him to come to her bed. She was saying, I will give you immortality. I will give you love and all this. You can have anything you want on this island, my paradise, my home. But Odysseus, being the good soul that he is, not only had he need to get back to his kingdom, and because he was the king of Ithaca, but he also wanted to get home to his loving wife and son, who were holding their own to keep the throne safe for him. They were doing everything in his power, and they did it for 20 long years. That's a long time. She was forced to let Odysseus go because Athena, the goddess of wisdom and Odysseus's patron goddess, I should say, petitioned Zeus, and Zeus sent Hermes to literally order her, and reluctantly and very angrily, she agreed. She helped him build a boat. She gave him supplies and clothing and sent him on his way. Now, in many sense of the words, there are many women who, feminists, who view her as a symbolization of the double standards when it comes to the goddess, but to gods and goddesses, where the male gods can go, oh, I can go have sex, I can go have sexual relations with any any mortal I want, but when a woman does it, oh no, that's not right. I think that's a little bit of a red herring, honestly, because there were plenty of goddesses, Aphrodite, who had sex with mortals. And by the way, and that's pretty much all I can know about Calypso. By the way, if there are any mythologies, stories, creatures, or any other things you want us to talk about, please leave a comment in the comments. Please leave a mention in the comments, and we will review them and make a decision for the next episode. Thank you. Back to you, DJ Thunderbase. Do you guys have any questions about Calypso?
There's so many different stories that mix and intertwine.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Question
remember,
is, which one's the oldest story?
probably Homer's, because his is the oldest known mythology from that period.
His would probably be the closest to being the most correct.
Yeah. But also, you also understand that Ogygia, which is the island she was in, is technically her prison. She was exiled from Olympus because she supported her father in the Titan War. So she technically is a prisoner, but not really. So she can't leave the island. But it's also, can you really call a beautiful paradise island a
Prison? Could you?
Would you call a prison a prison? Island?
I don't know. Ask all the rich people that get to go to the special prisons. They get to hang out and play chess and get all the things they want.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for me.
Like a hotel.
You guys got any questions or anything else? You want to talk about Calypso?
Did Calypso ever come across Hercules?
I don't believe so, because I don't think that the mythology is that deep. I think her main lane to fame is Odysseus, and she kept her there. Now, there are some stories that say he did sleep with her, but there are also stories that say he didn't. It's one of those things where it's like it's lost interpretation, and since it's such an old tale, so it's probably lost in interpretation.
All right.
I would say he didn't, because he loved Penelope so much, but that's just my personal opinion.
Back to you, DJ Thunderbase.
All right, man, that's a great lore story for today. And one other thing that makes it better is there's also a depiction of Calypso within Pirates.
Yes.
And that brings us into our next section. It's game time!
Man, I was jamming out to that.
I am so looking forward to Doom Dark Age that's coming out on May 13th. Oh my God, it looks so freaking good. One of the few things the Professor is doing really well is depicting a great Doom game.
Doom is fun.
Doom
Yeah.
is the grandfather of all first-person shooters. It is pretty much next to Wolfenstein. It is the pretty much the first-person shooter.
As what they stated as well, that the Doom guy is related to the Wolfenstein guy. He is the grandson.
BJ Blazkowicz, I think his name was.
Yep. So he is the grandson of him, which makes him more badass than ever.
Mm.
I love the older games. I still have the original Doom, and I have the Xbox version. We could play 4 people at once. Devontae here himself, DJ Thunderbase, has played it with me several times as we have beaten the game on some of the craziest difficulties running around.
And also, they are all the Doom games are on Xbox Pass for free, quote unquote. But from what I've seen from the trailers, oh my God, it looks absolutely spot on. I think it's just on tier with Doom Eternal. Looks so good. The chainsaw shield, the skull machine gun, and of course, no Doom game it can be complete without the double-barreled shotgun.
Oh yeah, it's Doom. That's one of my favorites to run around with that and a minigun.
Yeah.
Like when I played back in the day, my go-tos was shotgun for my main, because you never go wrong with shotgun, especially against the beholder things. The minigun for the infantry, and then the BFG for any big thing getting in my way.
And we all know what the BFG means. Big fucking gun.
And we're canceled, people.
I didn't actually say it. I didn't actually say it. I said a gun.
Fudging.
Big fire trucking gun.
There we go. Big fudging gun.
Oh, shiitake mushrooms. Oh yeah. So, what do you expect from this game? Like, do you expect more lore to be told, or do you? Because it left off the last one as you faced off kind of against someone that looked like you, that was like a devil you.
That was actually more the DLC for the Doom Eternal. I actually haven't played the DLC for the Doom Eternal. I haven't gotten around to it because I have a life.
I do too. So I haven't had a chance to actually play. I've been watching playthroughs, and my game expert buddy James, he plays all the time, all different games. Ran through all these different ones and told me about them, and I watched him play half the time. Like, he'll come over and play a game while I'm painting or getting stuff set up from their studio or everything else, and just I'll watch him play a game, and I'm like, I'll live through him playing a game because I can't right now. When I start a game, my kid jumps right up and goes, "What's this button do?" Off. Never mind.
Well, I'm expecting it to be just as good as Doom Eternal. I'm hoping they do as good as Doom Eternal, because I think people would be very upset if they don't.
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to focus a little bit on the story mode, but I think they're going to probably focus more on the actual battle sense of it.
Well, I think it's going to be it's going to be like any traditional, like the last two Doom games.
Yeah.
Like, you're running around shooting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your task is to kill demons and make them scared of you. Which, by the way, has anybody seen the death battle of Doom guy versus Halo man? The Halo part.
Master Chief.
That was a slaughter.
Just so you know, Doom guy would win, because Master Chief is tough. Don't get me wrong, he is tough. Not Doom guy tough.
No, he's not Doom guy tough. There's a difference. You're fighting Xenos. Cool. Ooh, I'm going to clap. He's fighting hordes of endless demons and
by himself.
Titans. Yeah, by himself. Titans, things that are like 1,000 feet tall, and he's taking them down. Sometimes he's climbing on them and punching them in the head until they die.
Only thing Master Chief has on him is technology.
That's it. He had the AI. That's the only advantage he had, was Cortana. Look, I messed up Doom guy's targeting system. that was beeping in his head. Doom guy's like, "Oh, thank you for turning it off. I really needed that beeping to stop. Now I'm gonna go kick your ass." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
And I'm going to turn your head into squish, into mush.
Well,
Oh,
all
yeah,
it
the
did
second
was
he pulled
fuel
out
his
that blade.
rage. All it really did was fuel his rage.
Yep. And rage is what is perfect fuel, and I know that one the best. But yeah, I've enjoyed Doom throughout the years, playing them,
Same.
and
I
even
played
getting the Game
I
Shark
played
back in the
original
day,
game.
getting the cheats.
I played the original game, not when it first came out. I'm not that old, but
I remember the originals because I watched my parents play them when I was a kid, and then I started playing them when they would go to sleep.
I played them probably when I was like in my early teens, and I was like, this game is so good. I love Doom. Doom has just been a particular love of mine, like, and it's just such a good game. And the fact that Bethesda has made it in such a still keeping that fire alive from all those years for all these years, it just really resonates well with me.
Yep, there's only a few games that do that in a franchise. That's one of them. Nintendo is with their Mario stuff, and then Final Fantasy. Like there's a few franchises that hold their formula and don't differ away too much.
It's only when they differ away from that formula is when they screw up.
The only thing I think Nintendo needs to do with them is the next Mario Kart. I think is cool, but they need to do another Double Dash. That 100%, or at least unlock that in the next one, like as a DLC that gets downloaded, which they can make more money off of too. Here, another $30. Now you get Double Dash on top of it. So now you can make it so now you have the Double Dash car racing for the specialty events. And
honestly, if we're talking about Nintendo, the one thing that they need to do is an MMO Pokemon game where you could go to all the regions and get all the Pokemon, region specific Pokemon in their specific areas, minus the ones that are obviously a region, universal region. But that, do you know how much money Nintendo would make if they did that?
oh yeah,
They
then
would
all the updates they would do, and all the next like downloads, and the next like, oh, here's the next patch that you need. You have to pay an extra $5 for, but guess what? Now you get these extra like 10 Pokemon and their extra skins, and
it's
We'll
literally
get into that next week.
yes.
We
We can
gotta
take
keep
that next
moving
we can go into
forward,
that
guys.
next
We
week.
are heading on
Nintendo,
to
talk to us and email us later. We'll
We'll
no
take
joke.
royalty checks. We like royalty checks.
You need ideas? We got ideas.
Now is
We have
our
a whole corporation
upcoming
for that.
events section where we will let you know what is upcoming in. All right, and I've only got one major upcoming event for me, and that is just this Saturday, May 3rd. You will catch me at Turner Park in Old Town Lansing, Michigan, for a live pop-up concert from 6 to 8. Also, it is going to be celebrating the release of my May album, Devrel.
All right. I can't wait for that. I'll be at that release as well. It's going to be really fun. I'll give you guys a report on it. Also, I have two events I'm going to be promoting as well because we're coming into May. And you know my head finisher back when I was in a tag team the end of May. May 18th, we have the Memorial Day Parade, 1 p.m. It is in Lincoln Park City. Also, in Lincoln Park in June, we have Hands of the City presents Downriver Comics and Collectors Show. Toys, comics, collectibles, and more. Saturday, June 7th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And Sunday, June 8th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It'll be at the Lincoln Park High School Gymnasium. And we have some special guests that will be there. Bill Morrison as a legendary artist. as well as we'll have the Grey Mercenary Knights there for the combat performances, as well as our
As well
special
as
guest for music.
performance from DJ Thunderbase as well.
Oh yes, and also Big Brain Comics, also comic book universe battles, and Comic Oasis will be there, and there will be a bunch of things for people to check out for, as well as a special costume contest. Whoever is first place for 16 and up, $100 prize, and anybody for 15 and down, $100 prize. So congratulations and good luck for anybody out there that wins that costume contest. I won it the first year it came out. Well, technically, me and my wife did. All right, is there any for you, Dark Trooper, that you want to have any events that come up?
That's what I'm looking. It's actually an interesting one. Oh, it's just a carnival.
I love carnivals.
And May 29th, 30th, and the 31st in downtown in Mentland. I'm totally pronouncing that wrong. Michigan. There's going to be the 76th Mentland Community Fair in Michigan. So that's going to be fun. Go blow a couple $100.
Surprisingly, every time I usually went to a fair, the most I would ever spend is like 20, maybe 40.
That was
Now that I got kids, it's a little different. So
Also,
my wallet.
with May rolling in right now, we've also got to make sure that you drivers are very aware while you're out there on the roads as well. And also for you that love the modded car scene, keep your eyes peeled as it is now car meet season. So be on the lookout because there may be a car meet coming close to you soon. And also pay attention to your local racetracks as there may be some upcoming races as well.
Oh yes, those are really cool. And once summertime hits, you guys know that there's going to be those the cars all around the place. What's it called? Where all the cars drive around everywhere?
Racetrack.
A cruise.
Cruise. Thank you. The Dream
Yeah.
Cruise.
And there are a lot of dream cruises in Michigan.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
they happen. I've been to many for many years. I've witnessed some crazy things. I witnessed a horrible accident.
Not all dream cruises follow the laws when it comes to speed, so be aware while out there on the roads. You never
Yep.
know what could become a
Those
fly.
vintage
Or
cars.
on the sidelines. Remember, people, those cars don't just crash in the roads. They fly
Yep.
off into the sidelines, and I've seen some horrible things happen that we just missed a few times back in the day. Those are some scary times. So you got to be mindful. Always be paying attention, being alert.
Yep.
Make sure you're not stuck in a position where you can't move. Always be mobile when it comes to those kind of scenarios. Anything else you guys want to bring up, or is that it for it, DJ Thunderbase?
I think
That'll be it for our upcoming events right now. Now we're moving into the moment we've been waiting for. Here is our political chat.
What should we talk about tonight? Could we talk?
There's a lot of things to talk about. Obviously, there's always something to talk about with politics, sadly. One thing I've noticed I want to bring up, I've seen the whole judges being arrested. It's not just one, there's a couple. Recently, there was another one. I don't remember exactly their names. I have to look that part up. One was aiding and abetting somebody that was known for being a murderer that they found out recently, and that they gave him a firearm. The other one was a judge letting somebody out the back door while the victims were explaining their case during the court, which is insane to think. I didn't think that was a real thing until it started being brought up by numerous sites, and I'm just like, hey, this is weird. But she's trying to go in as a martyr, which doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's not just that, but it's also the fact is that the FBI have no right to just go into a courtroom without informing the judge and just taking the people without a warrant, without due
No,
process.
I agree. I agree. They shouldn't have done they needed paperwork to come in there and say, hey, this isn't right.
And this is and honestly, that whole thing is just going to blow up in Kash Patel's face because
I think it was a ploy.
The problem is that, like I said, the FBI do not have the legal strength, do not have the right to just go into a courtroom without talking to the judge first and say, I am arresting this person and I am taking them into custody, which particularly without a warrant. You need,
especially during a court. Like that is like a big illegal, like you just stopped a judge from doing their hearings / sentencings of a duty. Yes, their duty. Like a judge can just stop you and be like,
up being held in contempt of court.
That's exactly what I was about to say next was that. She can literally state that and say that there's the sergeants that are standing there that are usually guarding and or protecting, arrest them, hold them in contempt. Like, and by all legalities, that's what that's what should have happened. But that's not what happened. Instead,
well, there's a lot of things that should be happening that are not happening.
Common sense.
For example, Trump should be following the court's order. He's trying to rewrite history, saying that he actually won the court order, but he actually lost it. He lost it 9-0. He did not win it 9-0. He's trying to rewrite it, saying he's won it, but he didn't.
It depends on which court orders. There's numerous court orders, and like I said, like you and me have had discussions in the past. If they really wanted to get on Trump about something, there is actual things they could have got on him about with taxes or other legalities or other things involving business that he did wrong in the past. They went after things that made no sense, that was just a shock and awe to the people. Like the whole forgive my language of grab her by the pussy thing.
Yeah.
Doing locker talk with your buddies and then someone purposely recording it. And he was saying some raunchy things too. So why is it only one-sided? And even then, do you know what girls say, behind closed doors? Like, I do. And holy crap, you think guys are perverted.
But that's
not just that, but also how many girls have literally just gone up to a guy, grabbed their crotch, and led them somewhere?
Numerous. I've had it happen, and it's really awkward. Like, really awkward. Like, if it's the wife, that's one thing. That's how it goes. That's the word. Once you're married. But if it's a random person on the street you don't know, or a party, or you're hanging out with a group of friends, and that's sexual harassment. I don't care.
And it's such a double standard when it comes to sexual harassment, because when a guy goes up and talks about sexual harassment, especially in companies, they don't take it as serious.
Oh yeah, work is the worst for men.
It's particularly if it's at work. It's like it's such a double standard. Like if a woman went up, and I know this is just our personal opinion, but it's just like when a woman goes up into, like, for example, you see lots of videos of guys doing social experiments, like they see women, like a guy grabs a woman and starts shaking her in the middle of public. Everybody comes and tries to stop it.
Oh, the social experiment stuff, but they show the girl beating the crap out of the guy. No one does anything.
Yeah, nobody does anything. Now,
I've seen those.
The guy deserved it.
I've been in those relationships though where girls have been aggressive.
Yeah, but that's not the point. These a lot of these feminists talk about equality. Equality means that everybody gets treated the same, meaning that I don't care what's dangling between your legs. If you do something wrong, you will be held accountable for it.
Yeah.
That is equality. If you
want equity.
If you assault a guy, if a woman assaults a guy, she should be held for an assault as well.
Oh, 100%. In murders, in murder cases, women get less sentencing. The husband and wife killed the same person together, and the wife was the one that planned it and is the initial one that actually killed the person. The husband got the longer sentence, and she begged and pleaded that they can at least have the same sentence. She'll take some of his years or something like that. because it was all her idea. It was kind of insane. And like,
Well, that's also just the law being very biased towards guys than gals, because it's particularly in like divorce cases. Women are more likely to get more out of a court case in divorce cases than guys are, and that's not just because I'm not married and I never want to be, but it's also just the simple fact is it's like it's particularly if the man is the better parent, because it's not just because they provide for them, they actually are treating them like a person instead of an appendage, and then the mom is like ends up being just using the kid as a pawn to get better deal out of the court, which is horrible.
It happens often, and sadly it does. I've sadly dated a girl that did that. I witnessed it. I witnessed kids being treated horribly just because they were a meal ticket. They weren't. The parent didn't care about the kid. I was caring about the kid. The only reason I stayed in the relationship with this girl that was abusive with me was because of the kids. I didn't want them to be hurt. I was terrified that these kids would like die.
Like I had a friend in elementary school. His parents got divorced. His dad was a hard ass and his mom was a flake, and they used him as a pawn, and it screwed him up. It really screwed up his mind.
When you divorce, you don't realize you hurt the child, because sometimes parents divorce out of their own greed. And 80% of the divorces are done by women, which is the statistics that's been proven. And it's 90% if they are educated, such as college or more. And it messes the kids up, and they don't always think about that. They don't think about what are the effects. Because at least my parents waited until all of us were at least 18. And they explained to every one of us.
Mine did too.
It's not our fault. And it's just they actually chose to wait. They didn't want to be together for years. They stuck it out just to make sure our kids were raised right and safe. And then they properly divorced. And then they let off to have their own happiness. My mom got with a guy that was older. She wanted an older man, not a guy that was the same age as her. My dad got with a lady that was younger, and he's happy now.
I don't 100% agree with that, because it ultimately depends on the case. Because in some cases, it's actually done better for the child to not be in that term, to being within. Because
the abuse or aggression. I agree. I was in part of that too. I was in the flux of that. At the same time, I witnessed both sides.
But it's just like it's just like children do pick up on that negativity of that. People think children are just these mindless drilling things in the corner. No. Kids can be very smart when they want to be.
Kids are sponges. They absorb everything you do, your reaction, your feelings, your emotions, especially the first 5 years. My kids, when they watch me, if I do anything, if I react, they mimic me more than the mom, period. If I pump iron workout, they want to do it. If I do pull-ups, they want to do it. If I do push-ups, they want to do it. If I eat, my kid, she never wanted to eat certain foods, period, until I ate. My wife would try. She's not eating this, she's not eating that. I come home, I sit down, I start eating something. She walks up, looks at me, and sees me eating it, goes, more? And I just hand her some. She started eating. She'd take my whole plate and eat my whole plate. So yeah, but that was it for that. But I think that
this is where we're gonna have to call it for the evening, but we have way more in store for you next week, as we will be back once again at 9:00 Wednesday night. So be sure to tune in so you don't miss the next Chaotic Minds.
Devontae, one more thing. Tune in this Friday, 9 p.m. sharp for our D&D campaign. Henry the Heartsmaze being our DM. What is our campaign this week?
Drunken Dragon Brawlers. We're going to be finishing up this part of it before we go on to the Doom Crawlers next week. So, ships ahoy.
Be there or be square.